I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. and start with the painful scenes. I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Stroke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it. I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello and welcome to My Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and happy 4th of July again. Second time I'm on here. Took a little break. I had to get some stuff done, but got my medicine ready. Got it all ready for the 4th tonight. We're going to see some fireworks. Hopefully we'll get to see some fireworks. If not, you got some back here. You could just look at them. They're still, they're not exploding. They're already been exploded. They're just frozen. They're frozen. Anyhow, hope you had a great day. Hope you had a safe day. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves on this beautiful 4th of July here in the United States of America. It's the 249th of our Constitution, and we're celebrating it with a bang. And I will be showing some fireworks from Washington, D.C. this evening. I believe the show starts at 9 p.m. I'm thinking. Let me find out with the G word what time they start. Okay, let's see what time they start. It starts at 9:09 p.m. So 9:09 p.m. is the start of the fireworks. And we'll be watching it here on My Mind Over Your Matter. And other stories we're going to be covering here tonight. Wild stories. There's an emergency going on in Texas. There's been a flood event there. I guess there's a system that's parked itself over Texas and has released a heavy amount of rain. It seems like there are children that are presumed missing / dead. in Texas. This is a developing story. It looks like a very sad story. Let's go ahead and let's tap into this news story. Let me set it up real quick and we can watch together. Here we go. Give me one sec.
Families desperate for answers, waiting for news about their loved ones.
And we've just
This is the first for me. I've never seen anything like this. Never had to evacuate, none of that.
I mean, I grabbed my wallet, grabbed just, my keys and jumped in my car and left.
Wow.
Breaking right now, flooding disaster.
Yeah,
in the
that's
Texas
the thing.
Hill Country.
Flooding,
Lives lost
it
and
can happen
families
anywhere,
desperate for
anytime.
answers, waiting for news about their loved ones.
We've just learned that at least 13 people are dead. First responders racing to save people
13
trapped
people
in
dead.
trees, treading through floodwaters, or stuck in their homes.
I think there's like 20 plus missing.
And right now at 4, our live team coverage of this flooding disaster from the Hill Country to Houston. We've been tracking the
Wow.
storm since this morning on our KHOU 11 Plus morning stream. Video, as you can see, pouring into our newsroom, showing just how fast and how high that floodwater is moving.
Yeah, this right here from Kerrville, right off the Guadalupe River. We want to get you caught up on the very latest
A lot of
now.
energy.
In the last 15
A lot of
minutes,
water energy.
Kerr
Look at
County
that.
officials have confirmed at least 13 fatalities.
13.
Officials say they believe that number will go up.
23
Another
unaccounted
big concern
for at
is
a
about
Camp
summer camps
Mystic.
along the river. This afternoon,
Red
we've
pepper
learned
drones in the
23
air.
children are
Once the
unaccounted
agencies
for
respond.
at Camp Mystic. Rescues are
Mystic.
active right now, and
22
there are hundreds of
unaccounted
local and
for.
state
Oh,
agencies
Lord.
on the
This is
ground
not 23.
helping with these operations.
Terrifying
There's already
situation from the
13
historic
dead.
flooding by the numbers to
That
the
number's gonna
active
go
race
up.
to find anyone missing. And Houstonians, of
crazy.
course, waiting for news of their loved ones. We are covering it all.
It's a
We want to
system
begin
that's
in the
just
heart of the Hill
stationary
Country,
over
the flood stretching
Texas,
from
man.
Hunt to Bernie. Our Amanda Henderson joining us live
No
in
area
Kerrville.
can sustain
Amanda, what are
that
you
amount of
seeing?
rain for that amount of time.
Well, I will tell you, Sherman, within the last 5 minutes before going on air, we saw no fewer than 5 helicopters coming right over my shoulders, right over this pavilion that we're standing under. And I want to give you guys an idea of how strong this water is. You can probably hear it in this microphone. This is a park. This is a very well-known park here in Kerrville. In fact,
Wow.
last year I was actually at this park covering the total solar eclipse. It does not look like this.
Wow.
This is unlike anything
That's a rapids.
people out here in Kerrville have ever seen. I mean, just look at the trees over there. They were completely knocked over from the power of the
Wow.
water. Just countless numbers.
Water
of
is so
them,
strong.
As far as
Don't
the eye can
underestimate
see.
the power of
The
water.
Guadalupe has gone down some, according to people out here, but it is just absolutely devastating when
But
you
this
take
has
a
happened
look
there
at the damage that's
before,
already
because
here.
it seems
But
like
again,
this.
on the sky part, that's where we saw those helicopters coming from. A number of them flying. We're not sure exactly to where, but they ranged in size from a typical helicopter to some
That's
that looked
incredible. Water
pretty
is
large.
just
We're not
amazing.
exactly sure what department they were with, but we do know that they were out here, right out here on the sky.
This
to
is
be
just
able
one
to-
part you're
we're
seeing. This
hoping
thing
to
is
bring
it's
people to safety. And I want to bring
devastated
in
a whole
a
area.
Kerrville native, Joseph, if you could come over here. You told me you were born and raised here in Kerrville, correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct. Yes, ma'am. Lived here whole life, born here.
What have you taken away from this? I mean, just look at that.
I mean, honestly, this is just such a sad day. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to get this bad. Last night, I was coming back in from San Antonio, just a little bit of rain. I thought it was just going to go away by the morning. And then I woke up and my mom's telling me, evacuations are happening. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? And I go outside and I just see floodwaters.
You said you and your friend wanted to come here to just really take it in for yourself. Now that you're here, I mean, knowing that this is lower water than what we saw this morning, how do you explain this to people who are not from Kerrville?
So, I mean, this is right here. The way it's a lot lowered, it's a lot better than it was this morning. And, Kerrville's known for having floods, especially if it's continuous rain.
yeah.
And,
You see, they're known for floods.
once it starts raining, it doesn't stop. It just gets worse. And not a lot really I can say about it. Just shocked and puzzled and just sad, obviously. It's a sad day in the community, a sad day for the families who lost a loved one or are still missing a loved one. And it's sad for the kids at camp who are either been found or not found. And I just pray that they be found and that the family finds their loved one as soon as possible.
We're all praying for that
Wow,
good news.
well
I know
said,
we all saw
man.
those choppers go by, and that's what we're hoping for, is that they were on board safe and sound. So thank you so much. Guys, this has
Wow.
been unlike anything I've ever seen. I worked in San Antonio for
That
a
was,
number of
he
years. I'm
spoke
very
well.
familiar with Kerrville. I've never seen anything like this. And my gosh, this is just the power of the water. You can see it on the trees. We'll have much more for you guys
Yeah,
coming up
it's
on KHOU
water's
11
very
at 5
powerful.
and 6. But for now, from Kerrville, I'm Amanda Henderson, KHOU 11 News.
All right, thank you, Amanda. And that young man really sort of getting to the heart of it. Some 24
Yeah,
young
that young man
children
spoke
at
well.
summer camps missing. You know, their families are just terrified right now. A lot of people impacted by the flooding out in the Hill Country, and they've got strong ties to our area.
We've been hearing from worried people here in the Houston area as they try to get in contact with loved ones in the Hill Country to confirm that they're safe. Victor Jacobo has been speaking with some of these family members. He joins us in the newsroom with more on that, Victor.
Ron Sherman, that's right. This emergency only made worse as we've heard of power outages and poor cell phone reception in that area affected by this devastating flooding. Earlier today, I spoke with Stephen and Debbie Watley. They live in Bayou Vista near Galveston. They told me about loved ones impacted by the storm. They told me Brad and Tina Perry, who you see here, are from League City. Brad used to be a volunteer firefighter with League City a few years ago. The Perrys were in the Kerrville area camping in an RV park when the flooding hit. According to the Watleys, the flooding swept through the RV park. Brad and Tina went missing. Tina, we've learned, was found earlier today and is in the hospital recovering from her injuries that she suffered. Brad Perry was able to get a phone call onto his son while holding onto a tree early this morning, and that's the last contact the family has had with him.
A 911 alert went out from his phone to both his sons, and his youngest son, 18, called him back, and he spoke very briefly to him. And all Brad said was, he said he was breathing labored, and he said, "I'm in a tree. Your mom is gone. I gotta go." And then that was it.
Wow.
Now, for those trying to learn more about missing loved ones, the Kerr County Sheriff's Office says people can call the Red Cross, who is helping in this situation, to reunify people
scary,
at 800-733-2767 on this number you see here. I know I've spoken on the phone with some folks in our area headed in that direction. Reunification centers are set up at Ingram Elementary School in Ingram and at the Arcadia Live Theater in Kerrville. That information, again, coming from the Kerr County Sheriff's Office. For now, live in the newsroom, Victor Jacobo, KHOU 11 News.
All right. Thank you, Victor. We'll be checking back in with you a bit later as the deadly flooding continues to take a toll on the Hill Country. Agencies from the Houston area are stepping up to help.
Yeah, because sadly, we know all too well what a situation like this is like. Houston Fire Department has deployed an engine and 4 members from its tactical deployment unit to assist first responders in Kerr County. 3 more HFD firefighters are heading out. They are part of the Texas A&M Task Force 1 group. And meanwhile, Montgomery County Judge Mark Keogh saying firefighters from ESD1 and Needham also supporting rescue efforts.
Officials say the water rose quickly and it happened at the worst time in the middle of the night.
Yeah, so dangerous because you can't see what's happening.
Stationary,
Chris Ramirez here to break down the rain totals and how this
it's like
disaster played
rotating the
out.
same area.
Right, and of course it's the Hill Country. There's a lot of hills. The flash flooding threat
Waco got a lot of
very dangerous
rain
for
too.
this region of Texas, as it's still currently raining right now. We still have a large swath of rain that's
like
currently over the Hill Country in
it
central
looks
Texas.
tropical.
It's just been raining for the past 12 to 24 hours. We were talking
storm.
about the
It's,
Guadalupe River, now the
it's a lot
Llano
of
River
rain, man.
out in near the San Saba area, just
That's
west of Llano, Texas. Flash flood emergency now in effect for this river. But looking at the Guadalupe River, we are still looking at some rain. Of course, you have Kerrville that's right here. The water does flow downstream towards Canyon Lake, and they're going to be dealing with that at least until the next 12 to 24 hours.
Wow,
Here's a look at the
11
24-hour rain totals. Just upstream in Kerrville, up to 10 to 12 inches of rainfall accumulations have fallen in this area, at least for the past 12 hours. And we've seen most of that rain
12
in
inches
the overnight
from here,
hours. As we look at the Guadalupe River at Comfort, it has reached major flood stage at 10 o'clock this morning. We are expecting that to continue to fall eventually as we head into the overnight hours. We're going to see the river definitely lower in those levels. But as we look at this river setup, of course, we have Kerrville. It goes down to Bernie, Canyon Lake, a very popular area where a lot of folks are spending their 4th of July holiday. The good news about Canyon Lake, though, is that the Guadalupe River flows into Canyon Lake. Canyon Lake is extremely low from the recent drought. It's only 46% full. It's at 877
So the
feet.
water's still low.
It's at
Yeah,
full
that's good.
stage when it's at 909 feet. So it's able to actually contain this flood
gonna be able to
waters
hold that
without
water.
them having to release
But that's good.
the
It's gonna
Canyon
fill
Lake
up
Dam. So we're
the
not
reservoir
expecting
there.
any flooding downstream out in New Braunfels. Of course, that's another popular area for this time of year. But looking at our future track, it's looking more likely that this system is just really going to stay parked over central Texas. We could see a few isolated showers here across the Houston area, but that rain expecting to still fall across the overnight hours for Austin and San Antonio.
Wow, that's gonna be so dangerous over there for a while. I mean, the next 24 hours is gonna be a little hectic. Let's go back to this story out of Texas, man. Officials here get emotional amidst the crazy flooding that's going on. They're having a flooding event in Texas.
On this Independence Day with breaking news, dangerous weather that has unfortunately now turned deadly will start in central Texas in what officials are calling catastrophic flooding. Our climate team says a foot of rain fell in just a matter of hours. That caused the Guadalupe River to overflow. You can see it from this video. Some of the water is nearly as high as the treetops. Search and rescue crews have been out all day. We're getting some new video in. They're rescuing people from flooded homes, streets, and even campgrounds. Local authorities there say there are multiple fatalities, but they are not releasing more details on an exact number at this time. Turning to the Northeast, officials are also confirming today that at least 3 people have died in New Jersey after heavy thunderstorms and hail swept through that area last night. Tens of thousands of people there are still without power. Meteorologist Bill Cairns is tracking it all, but we start with NBC's George Solis. George, we've now heard from officials in Kirk County, Texas, near Austin. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Kate, they're painting a really grim picture here. They're saying this is devastating and catastrophic flooding not seen since the 80s here in some parts of the state. Look, the images there are obviously telling of just this flooding that came at night, caught many people off guard, according to the officials there. Many saying this was something they really weren't prepared for. You mentioned there in the open that there are a number of camps that are taking place right now, a number of children's camps, and this is obviously a holiday weekend. So there was definitely a lot of people that are being notified right now about their loved ones. They mentioned in that press briefing a little earlier that every single asset available is out right now, assisting with these water rescues and searches for people. We heard from the mayor there, a very emotional mayor, Joe Herring, talk about this flooding. Here's what he said.
Thank you to the men and women who are working to save lives, save property. This came at night when people were asleep in bed.
Yeah, that's tough. There's gonna be a lot of kids dead. When these kids were camping. They're camping.
One Kirk County official there pressed why people weren't notified sooner, and his answer to that was, "We just didn't know this kind of flooding was coming." He was also pressed about the alert system, saying they really didn't have one in place. So there's so many questions that are being asked about how this event wasn't handled. But bottom line, right now, this is an emergency, and officials are saying that they will
go visit that area
to update on some of those numbers, including the fatalities, which, as you mentioned, they were not able to give a clear number. We're also expecting a briefing from the acting governor.
That's why you always gotta know your weather, man. Check it every day.
Right now, but the bottom line here, this is a devastating flood event, and unfortunately, the event not over yet, Kate.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking.
Because that could have been preventable, and the fact that it wasn't preventable, it's really it's hard. It's hard for people to fathom, but this is the time of the year where we're going to get certain systems that will come through and dump a lot of rain. It's the weather's very erratic too, because the sun has been behaving a little weird, throwing out a lot of solar flares at the earth. And then remember, that manipulates the weather too. That changes a lot of the energy that's up in the upper atmosphere. So always be alert and check the weather daily to make sure that everything's going to be all right. I would like to show you something here from the Tropical Tidbits. There might be a storm forming south of the Carolinas. that's going to possibly be heading towards possibly South or North Carolina this weekend. Let's take a look at it and listen in onto the report. So give me 1 sec as I set it up, and we'll listen in, and then we'll continue on. And we're going to watch fireworks from Washington, D.C. and possibly New York. I'm not sure yet. I know for sure we're going to be seeing the Washington, D.C. fireworks. So bear with me in a moment. I'll get this started right. Let's get it now.
My American viewers, we're watching a new tropical depression that has formed off of the southeastern U.S. I've been posting about this over the past several days on my social media. We have kind of a classic quote-unquote homegrown setup where we have an old frontal boundary.
It really does look like it's trying to form something big.
And off of the southeast U.S. coast.
It's not going to have enough time to set up, though.
Few days, we have a big ridge sitting here over the Ohio River Valley. You can see it rotating clockwise on your screen there. Then we have another ridge over the subtropical Atlantic, bringing southwesterlies out here. So we have this trough in the middle, and along there is some rotation kind of at the tail end over here to the east of Jacksonville, Florida, southeast of South Carolina. And at the moment, we do have a cyclone developing, and it might look a little bit intimidating here with this well-defined curvature and curling.
But it's more to the left.
Convection, deep thunderstorm complex here in the center has kind of a classic look to it with spiral curvature. However, if we get in close here, you'll notice that this is not, in fact, where the center of the storm is. This curling here is associated with the mid-level circulation center. The surface
it's more to the left.
Is actually more like over here. So this is where the true location of TD3 is.
They need to stack up. It's not stacking up yet.
And they rotate around and come out of the west on the south side. This here is simply mid-level. What this means is the vortex is tilted eastward.
Yeah, it's tilted.
And this is because of some very obvious vertical wind shear, which is providing less than optimal conditions for tropical development. We have an upper-level trough established through here, and we have southwesterly wind pushing on the storm and pushing most of the thunderstorm activity off onto the eastern side. Water vapor imagery makes this a little bit easier to see. You can see northeasterlies and then southwesterlies on the other side of the trough, pushing into TD3. So this is causing asymmetry. Most of the heavy weather is on the eastern side. We'll probably soon rotate toward the northern and eastern side over the next 24 hours, and that's how the system is likely to look going forward. This is the aircraft reconnaissance data courtesy of the U.S. Air Force, the 53rd Weather Reconnaissance Squadron. They found the center of low-level circulation right where we annotated it. The mid-level curling is over here. So again, this is the mid-level, and this is the low-level circulation, confirming that tilt there. They found pretty light wind. There's not much of a compact inner core surface circulation or wind field that we are particularly concerned about. The strongest winds are to the southeast of the center. 30 to 35 miles per hour is the maximum sustained level there, making this a tropical depression for the moment. Now, some slight organization of this could occur over the next 24 to 36 hours. It's going to scoot up into South Carolina in pretty short order, getting there overnight Saturday night or the wee hours of Sunday morning. That's not a lot of time. Wind shear will be decreasing during that time, but this will likely run out of liquid real estate before it heads ashore and is unable to intensify further. It could technically become a tropical storm. Just a slight bump in the maximum winds to at least 40 miles per hour instead of the current 35 would make this a tropical storm. We can see modeling in great agreement on the evolution of this. This is the GFS at the current time, showing the surface circulation here, the mid-level circulation here, which is what we see in reality. You can see most of the dark green moisture on the eastern side of where the center is currently located, drier on the west side over the continent. And as we move forward in time, you'll see that the center of circulation remains on the western edge of the deep moisture. So most of the heavy rains are going to be mostly northeast and east of the center of this thing. And then it eventually gets directed up into South Carolina. And you can see it never really comes together. There's a lot of dry air getting injected into the inner core wind field of this thing. Again, most of the deep moisture sheared off to the northeastern side. That also means a lot of the rainfall will be to the right-hand side of the track. Wind-related impacts may be closer to the center of circulation as we have this coastal band of wind forecasted to form by most models along coastal South Carolina out ahead of the surface center coming ashore. And then we have some elevated winds out on the east side as well. This is the National Hurricane Center initial forecast for TD3, again, initialized at 35 mile per hour intensity. A possible intensification to a weak tropical storm is possible before this makes landfall. According to this forecast, just after 2 a.m. Sunday morning Eastern time. The yellow band here indicates the tropical storm watch that is in effect, as tropical storm force winds of at least 40 miles per hour could occur, especially in gusts along the coast. You can see that's near and just northeast of the landfall point there. Rainfall, though, will be tilted a little bit more towards the northeast. So you can see the landfall is supposed to go into South Carolina, but most of the forecast rainfall is actually along and up the coast, much further northeast of the landfall point. And the potential for flash flooding does exist, currently being characterized as marginal by the NWS Weather Prediction Center. So not a particularly high chance of flash flooding here, but certainly possible. So do be careful and keep an eye out on your local National Weather Service forecast office for the latest information in your area.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of rain. Definitely is going to be a lot of rain. Just you got to be careful. I was looking at the satellite for this area where the development of the system is. As you can see, it's a little ragged. Majority of the storms is on the eastern part of the circulation. Circulation is somewhere like around in here. Somewhere around here is the circulation, and the eastern part is being sheared away from the system. There's a possibility that it may get a chance to really develop itself and possibly come in maybe at a 40 to maybe 50 mile per hour tropical storm towards North Carolina. All it's going to really do is bring in a lot of rain, flooding rain, possibly in certain areas. Just stay tuned to your local news over here in the Carolinas and stuff, because this is going to be a little rain event that's going to go on. It's probably a telltale sign of what's going to be happening this year in the hurricane season as far as tropical systems. This is the third name tropical system going, possibly. I don't even know what would be the third name. I haven't even followed up on it. But once they name it, I'll let you guys know what it is. Let's see. Let's go check out some other news here. Actually, this is a live look from the Washington Monument, where the fireworks show is going to be happening this evening at 9:09 p.m. I will be broadcasting it here at My Mind Over Your Matter, and yeah, it's going to be one hell of a show. So let's go to more news here. Let's check this out.
Developing right now, an attack outside of a hotel in Doral. Authorities say a worker was hit on the head with the end of a knife.
Local 10's Hannah Yoshivi is in Doral with the shocking reaction from witnesses. We're at the Doral Inn and Suites, which half of the rooms here are part of the hotel and the other half are residential units. According to the Doral Police Department, a hotel worker earlier today was attacked with a knife.
What?
Saw all these stuff and I was like, what? What's going on? Oh man, it's crazy.
La verdad que estoy impresionada, tanto policía.
I'm truly shocked to see so many police officers. I asked some officers and they told me some sort of incident happened inside the room.
The deputy chief with the Doral Police Department says a woman who works at the hotel was hit in her head with the butt of a knife by a man they still haven't identified.
Are you kidding me? They haven't even identified the person?
I saw
They might
two
get away with it?
ambulances taking the victim away.
Someone staying at the hotel sending us these pictures of the attack. Blood splattered on the floor and first responders wrapping her head with a bandage. Police say the lady who was attacked was taken to HCA Florida Kendall Hospital. Here at the hotel, residents coming out to see the big police scene. Some hotel guests requesting an Uber to leave the chaos. All of this unfolding in the middle of this 4th of July holiday.
You try to relax, you try to have a good time, and then something like this happens, it's devastating. This is not anything you can chill out to.
For the last few hours, detectives here have been taking pictures and collecting all sorts of evidence. We still have many unanswered questions, including why
That's
this hotel
wild.
worker was hit in her head with a knife if she knew this man, if it was a hotel guest or maybe one of the residents here. And I also reached out to the manager of the hotel. He picked up the phone saying, no comment. In Doral, Hannah Yashivi,
What?
Local 10 News.
No comment. I'll be the first one to be like, what the fuck is going on? It's not normal to have someone attack you with a knife. I mean, these days, what is normal, right? It's like, is there anything normal these days? Not really. But let's see. Got some other. I wanted to check out this story here. I want to see this story. Let me just set it up. All right, let's check this story out because it has to do with our
diplomatic efforts between the U.S. and Iran play out. Border security officials in the United States are also facing a new concern. Intelligence suggests that Iranian nationals are trying to get into the country with the help from the Mexican drug cartels. News Nation's Jorge Ventura joining us from San Antonio with more on this. What's the latest and what details or evidence do we have this is happening?
Hey, Marty. So from the FBI to Border Patrol, federal authorities do remain on high alert of a possible retaliatory attacks within the United States. Now, according to new internal documents obtained by News Nation, Border Patrol agents on the southern border did receive intel that 35 Iranian nationals in Mexico were planning to cross the border illegally. And that intel also suggesting that cartels like Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generacion and Los Salazar may be involved in smuggling that group into the United States. And that threat window is running through Saturday. And it's part of what officials are calling a growing concern about potential state sponsors, actors using cartel routes to reach the United States. Agents working the Jalisco to San Luis corridor have been told to stay on high alert and to expect this group may be part of a broader network. That alert comes just 1 week after Border Patrol did issue a separate memo saying that the threat of Iranian sleeper cells within the United States has never been higher. That memo also urging Border Patrol agents to not travel alone at this time, Marty.
Added urgency as we're heading into a 4th of July holiday weekend. Also, Jorge, the alert comes days after ICE arrested several Iranian nationals. They were already in the U.S. and had serious ties with terrorism, at least some of them. What happened?
Yeah, that's right. This is a major security concern. So just last week, ICE did arrest 11 Iranian nationals living in the United States illegally. And at least 3 of those individuals admitted to having ties to a foreign terrorist organization. One individual admitted that he was a former Iranian Army sniper. Another individual said that he was part of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. And a third individual even admitting that he was linked to the terror group Hezbollah. And the Department of Homeland Security did confirm that some of these individuals came through visa and parole loopholes under the Biden administration. Some had final deportation orders for years, but remained in the United States. ICE also arrested a U.S. citizen who harbored one of the fugitives and allegedly threatened to shoot agents during that raid. And this all ties back to what many federal law enforcement describe as a new era of border threats. Since January 2021, Border Patrol did encounter over 2,500 Iranian nationals at the southern border, and the Department of Homeland Security hasn't disclosed just how many Iranian nationals were released into the United States. That does include hundreds labeled as special interest aliens, meaning that their home countries raise national security concerns. This is also coming, Marnie, as the Department of Homeland Security has recently also apprehended individuals on the Texas border with ties to special interest countries as well, Marty.
All right. Appreciate the update, Jorge. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and down.
This is everything's getting a little crazy. The world's getting a little crazy. That's how it is. That's how I see it. I also wanted to see this story here. The El Salvador president unveils shocking new footage refuting Kilmar Abrego Garcia's torture claims. He said that he was being tortured in El Salvador and so forth. I want to take a look at this, and you be the judge. We'll be the judge together. I have not seen this yet, so we're going to see it together, and we'll come to a conclusion. Is this individual being tortured or not? We'll find out. That's Abrego Garcia right there. This is torture right here, moving books. I mean, Abregos is sleeping. He's sleeping in the bed. This is another guy here. This is Abrego here watching television and eating. If that's torture, I want to be tortured. That should look good.
Senator from there.
I did not get that sense. Look, you never know, but I asked him if he was okay. He said yes. He said he has a blood pressure condition. He has seen a doctor. So, you know, on a very cursory examination, he appeared okay.
He looks fine to me. He has a coffee maker and everything. Oh, he gets to sleep in bed. Routine health check. Okay, so he has a lot of health checks. That's a lot. Okay, we get the point. Fishing farm program that he was a part of. Weightlifting. Okay, so I don't. He's playing soccer and chess. Okay, well, what's going on here? This guy is gonna get into real deep trouble because you see how they showing all these pictures and stuff that he's not being abused or any torture or anything like that. This is a handover from El Salvador back to the United States, and he's shaking the hand of somebody, some officials, I believe. The U.S. officials that are taking him into custody. Oh, he gets a private jet back home to come back to, well, he's leaving his home country, heading towards the United States to be prosecuted, and I think they're going to throw him the books, and they're going to deport him again, and where they're going to send him is going to be less pleasant. It's wild. That case is just a wild case, to be honest with you. I don't think it's gonna get any better. I don't think so. Let's watch this next one here. This is from Tyson De La Cruz. He's the next contestant here on My Mind Over Your Matter. So let's go ahead and bring up this video and let's check it out together. If I could get the volume on here, right? I had it set up. I don't know why the volume got cut off there, but that's why.
Not investigators say an offshoot of the violent Tren de Aragua gang is responsible for a turf war across Houston.
America, the FBI just pulled off the largest takedown of anti-Tren gang members in U.S. history. 16 Venezuelan criminals running a $40 million drug and weapons trafficking operation right in Houston. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. Anti-Tren is made up of the defectors from the notorious Tren de Aragua cartel, who are now in a bloody turf war with their former gang. This comes as the Trump administration has arrested over 2,700 TDA members nationwide, forcing these cartels to literally fight each other for survival.
Today marked the 2,711th arrest in our country of TDA members, just TDA. Everyone in this room agrees they are one of the most violent criminal organizations in the world.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story shows how Trump's maximum pressure campaign is literally tearing these Venezuelan gangs apart from the inside. When you arrest 2,700 plus cartel members, the survivors start fighting each other for territory, and that is exactly what's happening in Houston. Let me break down what anti-trend is because it's kind of fascinating. According to federal prosecutors, anti-trend is a criminal organization almost exclusively comprised of former members and associates of Tren de Aragua. These are Venezuelan criminals who are de factors from TDA and are now at war with their former gang.
The U.S. Attorney's Office announcing charges against 16 anti-Tren members for cocaine and gun trafficking. All of them living in Houston, according to the Department of Justice, and oftentimes in a turf war with TDA.
Special Agent Douglas Williams explained the scope. These arrests are the largest takedown of the suspected anti-Tren members and associates by the FBI so far, and they happened right in Houston. These individuals are accused of engaging in a turf war with TDA members and carrying out numerous violent crimes throughout the city.
What's called the anti-Tren gang so far. Most of these men made their initial appearances here at the federal courthouse this afternoon. Their mission, feds say, to protect their turf and power through violent crime.
16 men were arrested and all living in Houston, and most were in the U.S. illegally, according to the FBI. They face federal charges, including conspiracy to traffic cocaine and a range of weapons violations. This isn't small-time street crime. This is organized transnational criminal activity. Speaking of criminal organizations that defect and turn on each other when the pressure gets too intense, that is exactly what is happening in the Medicare industry. When seniors start to get wise to predatory insurance tactics, these companies just rebrand themselves and keep exploiting people under different names. Look, these anti-trend criminals broke away from TDA because they wanted to run their own scam operation without sharing profits. Medicare insurance companies do the same thing. They create multiple brands and subsidiaries, so when one gets exposed for ripping off seniors, they just switch to another name and keep the scam going. That's why Chapter is so important. Just like the FBI tracks these criminal organizations, no matter what they call themselves, Chapter tracks Medicare plans, no matter how they try to disguise their true costs and limit investigating. Don't get paid commission, so they have zero incentive. Those were running. Here's the scope of this criminal enterprise. Federal authorities say financial activity tied to these anti-trend operations exceeds over $40 million. Two separate criminal complaints charge 14 members with conspiracy to distribute more than 5 kilograms of cocaine.
And the feds say that most of these suspects are here in the U.S. illegally.
The allegations state that these anti-trend groups agreed to transport kilogram quantities of cocaine for $15,000 per load, with a half paid in advance. We're talking about a sophisticated drug trafficking operation with established pricing and a payment structure. If convicted of these drug charges, these defendants face life in prison and potentially $10 million in fines. 5 of them also face separate firearm charges that could add an additional 15 years in prison. But the drug trafficking is just part of the story. This anti-trend and TDA turf war turned deadly at the Latina sports bar shooting in March 2025, where 6 people were wounded. Jose Miguel Bracino, a 25-year-old Venezuelan national, is charged with opening fire inside the bar. Federal prosecutors say Bracino shot inside the bar doorway and then discarded the firearm. This wasn't random violence. This was part of the organized turf war between anti-trend and TDA factions fighting for control over Houston's criminal underworld. The fact that this mass shooting was directly linked to the gang wars shows how these Venezuelan criminal organizations are bringing their violence into American communities. 6 innocent people were wounded because of a turf war between foreign criminals.
He's a Venezuelan national currently on an ICE hold. Briseño is charged with aggravated assault in connection to a mass shooting.
And a second man is on the run.
These surveillance photos captured 2 men at the scene of the crime before a mass shooting erupted at the Latina sports bar.
Brasina faces up to 15 years in prison with a maximum $250,000 fine if convicted. But the real question is, why was he allowed to remain in the United States illegally in the first place? Now let's put this anti-trend bust in a broader context of Trump's war against the Venezuelan gang. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced that over 2,700 TDA members have been arrested nationwide since Trump took office.
Finding and arresting members of the violent Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua has been a top priority for Donald Trump's White House. With new numbers, Attorney General Pam Bondi says back up those efforts.
Pam Bondi didn't mince any words about the TDA. Everyone in this room agrees they're one of the most violent criminal organizations in the world. The fact that we arrested over 2,700 members shows the massive scope of the criminal invasion. The pressure from these arrests is literally forcing TDA to splinter and fight among themselves. When you arrest that many gang members, the survivors start competing for the remaining territory and resources, which is exactly what we're seeing with anti-trend.
Today marked the 2,711th arrest in our country of TDA members, just TDA.
The FBI also added TDA leader Giovanni Vicente Masquero Sanero, shout out to my four-name, last-name individuals, to its 10 most wanted fugitive list, showing how serious the Trump administration is taking these threats. Here's what's really driving these results. President Trump designated TDA as a terrorist organization, which gives law enforcement much broader tools to go after them. Borders Art Tom Homan explained the strategic thinking behind this particular approach.
When you think of a gang, most Americans think of, back in the day, the Crips, the Blood, local street gangs. These gangs are very sophisticated, like a Fortune 500 company.
Tom Homan continued, I'm not going to be satisfied till every member of TDA is eradicated from this country, along with MS-13 and other violent gangs.
That'd be a good thing.
This is the kind of leadership we need. Zero tolerance of foreign criminal organization. The terrorist designation allows for faster deportation and gives prosecutors more tools to dismantle these organizations. It's part of Trump's Take Back America initiative that elevates drug traffickers to levels of terrorists. The message to TDA and anti-trend is clear. You are no longer the hunters. You are the hunted. When you have this kind of pressure from federal law enforcement, criminal organizations start collapsing from within. America, this anti-trend bust perfectly illustrates how Trump's maximum pressure strategy is working. When you arrest over 2,700 TDA members nationwide, you force the remaining criminals to fight each other for survival. This is exactly what's happening in Houston. The fact that anti-trend exists as a separate organization shows that the TDA faction is under pressure. These Venezuelan criminals are so desperate that they're forming breakaway gangs and going to war with their former allies over territory and drug routes. The $40 million drug operation and the Latina sports bar shooting show how dangerous these organizations are to American communities. 6 innocent people were wounded because foreign criminals are fighting turf wars on American soil. But the 16 arrests in Houston and the 2,700 plus arrests nationwide show that Trump's approach is working. When you designate these groups as terrorists and give law enforcement the tools they need, you can actually dismantle these criminal organizations. The message to other Venezuelan gang members is simple: surrender or face the consequences. We're not going to tolerate foreign criminal organizations bringing their violence to American communities.
That's crazy,
I'll
man.
keep tracking the dismantling of these Venezuelan gangs as Trump's maximum pressure campaign continues. And remember, this is what happens when you have leadership that takes transnational crime seriously. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
Nice, Tyson. Another good reporting there from Tyson de la Cruz. Yeah, man, this is just the beginning. It's just only going to get wilder. Keeping an eye out on the monument here, Washington. It's getting darker, but we still got like 10 minutes left. I can sneak in one more show before the show starts. Let's go with this one here from Jason A.
I got to ask this, but as one of the first humans to start running the numbers on this thing, do you get nervous when you're calculating the trajectory and how close it could pass to Earth?
Of course, certainly. Even in this case, it was very surprising to see such an orbit that we had in our computers. So at the beginning, I couldn't believe this is interstellar. So I was even thinking maybe some observations are wrong. I was even contacting observers. Can you please confirm your observations are correct? And they responded, yes, they are. So even for us, it was really an exciting discovery.
An object from outer space has hurtled into our solar system and is only the third such object we've been able to detect, known as 3I Atlas, the comet, which was first reported on Tuesday by a telescope in Chile. And these are pictures from telescopes from the European Space Agency tracking the object's movements. Good news, the comet poses no threat to Earth. I spoke with Avi Loeb, an astrophysicist and professor of science at Harvard University, as well as the author of the best-selling Extraterrestrial, the first sign of intelligent life beyond Earth.
Now, we had asteroid watch for the Earth. Still a bit worried. Well, we're worried for the moon now. But
worried for the moon, that's
worried
right.
for the moon. There's a comet heading for the sun, but we're not worried?
We're not worried. We're actually excited because this appears to be a comet not from our own solar system. So when you think about everything that we pretty much talk about in terms of asteroid watch and the comets, those are all in our own solar system. There's very few things. In fact, it's only the third that we've discovered that have come from another solar system. Because you actually need enough energy to escape the pool of your star.
Think of like so there's a point at which you, because I'm thinking, what's the boundary? And the boundary would be at the point that one pool ends and another starts.
Pretty much.
You've got to have enough energy to get out. Otherwise, it sort of peters out and loops back.
Exactly. That's right. And
like everything's on a loop.
Exactly. So, and that's kind of always heading towards the sun. So if for some reason you have enough energy, you can get over that hump and then keep going. And so we think these are comets that were actually thrown out of another star system. And so
a really serious explosion.
Or something, some sort of energy source.
How amazing is it that we humans have a word for something that literally flies between stars? And so far, we've only known about 2 interstellar visitors in our recorded history. That is until now, because astronomers have just detected another something out there blazing into our solar system at like 152,000 miles an hour. And unlike Earth and the rest of the planets that are locked into orbit, this thing is not going to be here for very long. Now, you might remember the other 2 interstellar objects that we've talked about a lot here. The first one was Oumuamua back in 2017. It was known for that weird long shape, the weird movements, and all of the theories behind its origins. Then came 21 Borisov. It looked a little bit more like a traditional comet. Now entering the solar system, chat, is 31 Atlas. This is it. Right here, just popped up on astronomers' radar a few days ago, thanks to the Atlas Planetary Defense System. It is still a blurry dot in the sky, but the early data is suggesting that this thing could be miles wide. The good news for Earth, 31 Atlas is not coming anywhere near us. This is the trajectory right here. It's kind of close to Mars, but not really, but it's still pretty far away from Earth. Researchers say it'll swing by the sun at about twice our distance. That's going to happen right around Halloween. Our next guest helped calculate its trajectory. So let's hope he is right. Dr. Peter Varesh is an astronomer at Harvard's Minor Planet Center. Doctor, thanks so much for being with us. Let's start with the track here. Like, how good of a look are we going to get at this thing come late October?
Good evening from the Minor Planet Center. So indeed, we are very lucky that we discovered this object because it is such a rare event, only third ever in our history to be detected. And we are also lucky because the object was detected pretty far from Earth, and we will have almost 1 year to observe this object. It is also quite massive and pretty bright, so right now even amateur astronomers can observe it and actually submit data to us, to the Minor Planet Center.
It seems extremely bright. Are these super rare, or are we just getting better at seeing them out there in the dark?
I would say they regularly go through the solar system, but until now we didn't have the detection capabilities to see them. So thanks to the program like NASA's Planetary Defense and the activities funded by NASA, they're searching for near asteroids. These objects are being finally found.
I began by asking him what could be gleaned about this comet.
This comet is moving very fast,
like the worst time of the year
about 1,000 times faster than the speed limit in a highway, 66 kilometers per second. And it's definitely able to escape from the solar system. It was never bound to the sun. It came from outside, and it's very bright.
Like
that's the surprising fact. And it's so bright that if it were just reflecting sunlight, a solid object reflecting sunlight, its diameter
It's a pretty big
has to
object.
be 20 kilometers, bigger than the Chicxulub impactor that killed non-avian dinosaurs 66 million years ago. But there is another possibility that it's not that big, and in fact, it's evaporating. It's a comet, and most of the mass of the comet is in the core, which is much smaller than the plume of gas and dust that reflects sunlight. We don't know whether it's a comet. We will see it getting brighter in the coming months. It will never come close to Earth. It will get within 40% of the Earth-Sun separation to Mars. It will also come close to Jupiter. But Earth is actually would be on the opposite side of the sun when it passes closest to the sun. So there is no risk to us, but it's a very interesting object. Science is exciting because it's an opportunity to maintain our childhood curiosity. And here is an object that came from outside the solar system, very unusual. Is it a comet? Is it something else? We don't know yet.
And Avi, I just want to get your thoughts. And you theorized that the object discovered back in 2017, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, the Oumuamua, could have been of alien origin. That's far from sort of a mainstream consensus view.
Sorry,
and some would say that's very far out.
I have science fiction in my head, so I just think of a big control room, and it's like, oh look, sir, we have something inbound. But I understand that a lot of this is a collaboration between NASA, amateur astronomers, what you guys do at Harvard. How does it actually work? How are the trajectories calculated, and what makes us so sure it's interstellar?
So basically, you need a lot of observations. At the moment this object was first seen, it wasn't really clear this is an interstellar object. It was, again, one of the typical candidates for a near-Earth object, but thanks to the fact that people thought this is a potential near-Earth object, it was posted to our object website, near-Earth object confirmation page, and we quickly got a follow-up from people around the world, from amateur astronomers, from professionals, also people looking through archives, and it was pretty clear within a day this object is not bound to the sun, and we got a really strong hyperbolic orbit. So it was clear and evident within one day this object is not bound to the sun, and it's flying to the solar system at this point.
You can never have enough people looking up, I guess. Any idea on where it's coming from, and how does it compare in size and speed to Oumuamua or Borisov?
It's coming from the upper direction of the constellation of Sagittarius, and it will be flying away toward the constellation of Gemini. And it's apparently much larger than Oumuamua or Borisov. Of course, at this moment, we don't know its exact size because it was only discovered 2 days ago. So large telescopes are pointing toward this object as we are speaking right now. But the estimated diameter could be somewhere between 10 to 20 kilometers, or even smaller if the object is active, and it's likely to be active. So it's much larger. Oumuamua was only about 50 to 100 meters across and flat, very odd shaped. And Borisov was a comet that has probably half a kilometer across. But this object is much larger and much brighter, and we have a lot of time to observe it.
Well, Oumuamua, the object from 2017, was very different. There was no evidence for a coma, for a cometary tail, no evaporation, yet it was pushed away from the sun by some mysterious force. It had some form of propulsion, and moreover, it had a very extreme shape. The brightness, as a result of it reflecting sunlight, changed by a factor of 10 every 8 hours as it was tumbling. And I suggested that it may be space trash. We have launched objects to space that are pushed by reflecting sunlight. In fact, one of them was discovered a few years after Oumuamua, and it was just a rocket booster from a 1966 launch by NASA. We know that one was technological in origin because we produced it. And the question I raised was, who produced Oumuamua?
This
was very different from a comet, definitely not a comet the way we are familiar with in the solar system. This one may be a comet. We don't know yet. As it comes closer to us, we will know. If it's not a comet, this one is even more peculiar.
Confirm your observations are correct. And they responded, yes, they are. So even for us, it was really an exciting discovery.
Wow.
Very exciting. And we are all praying your math holds up.
Yeah, I hope the math's up. So let's check out the fireworks supposed to show. Let's go ahead and switch over here. Keep an eye out on the skies in Washington, D.C., where we're going to be watching the fireworks show. There's also fireworks in New York. I really don't care about New York, to be honest with you. I really don't care about DC either, but we're going to watch the DC fireworks show because I think this is more patriotic than New York's. New York is a big show. Don't get it twisted. They do have a big show, but this is a celebration of America. Here we go. Happy 4th of July and enjoy the show. And this is live, ladies and gentlemen. So happy 4th of July. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to light it up. I ain't got my medicine ready. Here, let me zoom in. I got medicine here already. Happy 4th of July. It smells good. What a beautiful show. That was a nice little fireworks show there. Happy 4th of July. Okay, let me put it silent because there's a lot of people talking there. But as you continue to watch the monument, let me see if they have the New York. I know they had something in New York, but I really don't care about New York. I know they were doing like this big show with the Brooklyn Bridge and so forth. We could go check it out. Give me 1 second. See if I can find it. I think that show starts a little later, if I'm not mistaken. Trump is dancing with Melania. I guess they had Trump. They were showing Trump with the fireworks. We could watch it again. I just don't want the music, as far as like is concerned. Let me see if I could move it back and see if they show. It's cute because they're watching them watch the fireworks. So let me move it a little forward. White House looks beautiful at night. Like, I'll let you guys see in a moment here. Let me push it back so you guys can see the front here. Here we go. This is the front of the White House, and You make it big, and then you can see it's beautiful at night. And then now here comes Trump and Melania to the third balcony on the top. He's on the upper balcony to watch the fireworks. So we just saw those fireworks. Now let's take a look at the New York. I'll let you guys see a little bit of the Trumps. Then I'll come back down to watch New York's fireworks, so we can watch it together. Give me 1 second as I rewind that show back. We have fireworks from all over the place going off. So let's switch it over to here so we catch us over with the Trump. And let me go ahead and make it big so you guys can watch. Now this is going to jump around because this is Forbes. So they will jump around shows. Because a lot of shows are starting at around the same time. So I don't know why the screen's away. I can't even see it. Okay. Maybe I can fast forward it a bit. Because they do keep the camera on Trump for a very long time, which can be a little uncomfortable to watch, I guess. So let's move it up. Trump and Melania. Melania looks all entertained. It's a great day, a great day for America all around. They had the signature on that, the one big, beautiful bill that was signed into law today by President Trump. And now let the party has to keep going, right? The party moves forward. Here's some fireworks. Don't know what location this is from, but this is okay. This is Washington, D.C. It looks like it's from a drone footage. That's what it looks like. There's no sound on this. It's just white noise in the background. But look how beautiful the fireworks are. We had our fireworks here. We had it on Tuesday. Actually, was it Tuesday? I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. We had our fireworks show. I saw it from outside. It was like, because it was up on a mountain. So you can see it from the whole city. That's how cool the fireworks show is from out here. I need to post it on my... Well, it's too big the file, so I can't even post it on Discord. But it was a big fireworks show, and it was pretty. I think I may be able to put it up on my shorts. Put it up my shorts. That sounds funny. I could put it on the shorts on YouTube because this is about 3 minutes long. So I could probably. Well, the ending was like 3 minutes, but the whole show was about a good 10-15 minutes or so. Oh, look how pretty the hearts. Oh, wow. Nice, beautiful fireworks. I mean, it's a beautiful view from the drone. The drone takes beautiful video. That's one thing about drones these days. You could get a lot of pictures from above and it looks so clear and beautiful instead of getting it from the ground where sometimes the smoke blocks the vision, the view. But tonight is a great, beautiful night for the East Coast here where it was nice in the 90s. Clear, beautiful blue skies all day long. I'm pretty sure New York was the same, and so was Washington, D.C. It was a beautiful day for July. And we're lucky, because there's people that are not so lucky tonight in Texas, where there's been a flood event that took place, that about a foot of rain fell in less than 2 hours. And you could just imagine the rapids this storm could produced, and there's people missing. There's a campsite out there that's missing, about 23 unaccounted for, and it may be a sad thing coming soon. It was Camp Mystic, if I'm not mistaken, that was affected by this. So far, 13 dead, and yeah, that news is sad, and that news is only going to get darker. It's very, very, very sad of that. Wow, look how beautiful. This is the National Mall. Enjoys a 4th of July fireworks show. Surprised there's no sound, but this is off a drone, so I don't know why. If it could pick up sound or not. This is off Forbes, anyways. It's not my side. I don't have anything muted, so look at the fireworks beating off the water. Wow, that's pretty. Wow, look at that. Here, they're having the same 4th of July outside. This is going to go on for like the next 3-4 hours. Easily past midnight, we will be getting like fireworks here. It happens every year. The cats usually have a panic attack this time of the year. Especially the outdoor cats. I feel bad for the outdoor cats because we do have a little village, cat village here. Maybe I'll show you guys. I'll take a little video and show you guys. But we do have a little cat village out here, and there's about, I think, how many cats are there? I think they're like 8 or 10 cats. Oh, look, a happy face. They have happy faces, fireworks that are happy faces. Aw. That's how happy I was earlier today. And that's how my heart felt when Trump signed the big, beautiful bill. It is going to add money to the deficit. It is going to add about 3.7 trillion to the deficit. But you got to understand, this is an investment to the future. And the only reason why this number is high is because we need to fund a lot of programs, and it's like ICE. That's going to be one of the biggest, like bigger than the military, bigger than the military as far as like value that's being invested into it. That's really big. And not only that, but no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Now, the tips, I think it's up to $25,000, and the overtime is $12,500, which is the cap limit for the no tips and no like overtime, and then no tax on seniors and Social Security, which is a great thing. And there's other things that are in the bill that, it's going to be affected. and hopefully things can get better for America that could put us in a great position for the future. Invest now, you know, reap the rewards later. No, you don't want the rewards before you put you have to put the work in, you have to put the investment in to get the rewards you want. But this is beautiful fireworks. I mean, from the angle we were seeing it like if we were at the park and we were looking at the fireworks. This here is a up close personal with the drone. Hey, Kim Woods, happy 250th birthday, America. Yes, it's a great moment to be alive, right? Because we don't experience too much events like history events, and the fact that we are experiencing a momentous amount of history this year, and you ain't seen nothing yet. It's just like the song, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. This it's gonna be interesting this year, and it's a good outlook. I think America finally could turn the corner and definitely take the advantage that we so desperately need and bring back the corporations and companies that left us to begin with to go to China to save money and benefit more for themselves. I think those times are done, and yeah, I'm glad that these companies are coming back to America to produce here in America, made in America. Those tariffs really work, Trump knew what he was doing. He's a businessman. Before anything, oh look, it says USA, the fireworks. Aw, that was so cool. It said USA on the fireworks. I've never seen that before. That is so cool. Yeah, Kim Wood, it's a great day. It's a great time to be alive. Like I was saying on in my first video, after the signing of the one great, beautiful big bill, it's there's moments in time where you wish you were there, right? Like, would you for me, I would have loved to have been at the time to see Jesus born and to see what he went through and why he's so important and why the others are not important and only he is. Because I just feel like that's a little narcissistic, but that's just my thoughts. I'm just saying, because there's a lot more people here before him and before, this is just, I just feel like the whole story is all too much, because I feel like there's other energies that are out there that are very stronger than the baby Jesus that I call him. But he is an entity, and he is he was special, but there was a lot of other special people here too that don't get recognized because their books and history has been erased. They've been burned, so we will never know their history, and we will never know the true of what really went back in the past, what happened in the past. Yeah, I agree. Kim was like, little by little, people need to step in line. Yeah, definitely bring back greatness. We do need to bring back the greatness. And it will happen, once we get a lot of these illegals out of the country, and there's going to be more opportunity, more jobs, more a lot of the younglings that we have that are graduating high school and college and so forth. They will have a destination and a place to go to work, because all the jobs that these illegals are going to be leaving behind because they're going to be deported, it has a need. They need to fill it in. So it's a great opportunity for the young to get their butt to work and help this country progress. That's the issue. A lot of these illegals, they get them because they pay them cheaper. You could get an illegal and not have to pay them with a full amount and no benefits or no nothing, and pay them under the table. And those days are up. Those days are over. America cannot progress that way. We need the jobs for the true American people. That they, especially the young Americans, that we need them get them to jobs, get them somewhere to work. If they can't find a place to work and they really want to prove themselves, join the military, join the army, join the Marines, join the Air Force, join the Coast Guard, join the Air Force, whichever you want. You have many to choose from. Like for each individual, I can even guide you to which is great for you. I went into the army. And I got medically discharged from it because I fucked up my leg. But I would have done really, really well in the military. And if they call me back for service of need, I would go back. It's not my health is just all fucked up, but I will work for the CIA as a psychic. And yeah, they do have a division within the CIA for really good psychics. I told them, look, all you got to do is take care of me and take care of my dog. Not my dogs, my cats. I got two cats. I said dog because the dogs outside, I can hear them off of the distance. They're barking, and poor dogs. The cats must be taking a shit. Like tonight, they're just having an anxiety attack. I feel bad for the cats. But it is what it is. Happy 4th of July. But we need more trade jobs, and I'm happy that these corporations are going to be coming back to the United States, because that's going to be more jobs for our younglings to get into and progress in their lives, and also put into the to the future, put into the budget, put into I don't know. I think the fireworks finished here at the mall. I think I could fast forward this because I think they go to New York. Let me see. Yeah, it seems like they go to New York. So I think it's almost done. It should be done soon with Washington, and then they jump. Yeah, they're gonna jump to New York. So we'll see New York in a moment. I can hear it. I don't see it. Wow. Okay, it'll switch on because I see it here. So it's just stuck in there. There we go. And this is New York City. Yeah, up here, Kim. I remember you, Kim. You used to be here before. I remember. Yeah, I'm in CT. It's beautiful tonight. Ain't it beautiful in Massachusetts tonight? Like yesterday was probably a bitch because last night was crazy, but the weather wise. But it was beautiful today. But yeah, your governor's a fucking nut. Like all the governors up here, it seems like the Northeast is polluted with all these crazy Democratic mayors, man. But how you doing? I hope everything's well with you. Here, let me bring myself back on here. Yeah, hope everything's well with you, Kim. I'm having a nice smoke. Actually, let me make myself bigger. I could put it. Let's put it this way better. They can see me better. You can see the desk. The progression of my mind over your matter. It keeps evolving. But happy 4th of July. You can hear it out here. It's going crazy. It sounds like I'm at war. I have PTSD. Ah! No, the people that really have PTSD, like war PTSD, this is like the worst night for them. Right on. But New York is having a big show, big fireworks show. I know they got like 4 barges, and from what I heard, they had set up fireworks on the Brooklyn Bridge. They shut down the Brooklyn Bridge and they set up fireworks to be thrown off the Brooklyn Bridge. Something like how Australia does with their bridge. Well, they did the same here with the Brooklyn Bridge. Thank God it was the Brooklyn Bridge and not the Washington Bridge. That would have been fucking hell. I would have. Ugh. People traveling through there, and they had to like seek another route because they fucking closed the Washington Bridge. That would be such a nightmare of a traffic. So who cares about Brooklyn? No, it's like Brooklyn's cool. It's just I'm not a big fan of what's going on in New York, period, as far as like who's running it and all that stuff. Just a lot of problems. Kim, you're not far from me. You're not far from me, Kim. You're literally about, I would say, if you're close to Springfield, like where the casino is, the MGM casino, you're not far from me. Like I go to the Big E every year. I go to the Big E every year. I go to that area. I'm over there at least like once a month. I'm over in that area because I like to go eat at certain restaurants out there, and sometimes I go to the casino or I do something up there in that part. Getting text here, but yeah, I'm not far. Let me see. I live in Monarch Falls. Springfield is 30 minutes from me. Okay, it's Springfield to me is about 40 minutes. 45 minutes, depending if there's traffic. If there's traffic, then it could be 50 minutes. And it all depends on what time of the day I go, like, and when. Um, but it's about 45 minutes, 40 minutes. Because if I go on the hub lane, I can get there quicker. Because usually 2 of us that go up there. But I like going to Western Mass. It's all right. Not the hood. Not the hood, Kim. Not the hood. But I like different parts, like Holyoke. If I go to Holyoke, this is Puerto Rican restaurant that I like to go. That I go eat at. And then there's the dinosaur footprint park, like a dinosaur park. Well, it's kind of like a footprint where you can barely see the footprints, but they have like a little thing where you could go by the Connecticut River. It's pretty cool. I usually go up to Yankee Candle Factory. first, wait a minute. I go to the Bank of America ATM. If you truly the Western and you know that area, you know what I'm talking about. There's a Bank of America ATM right next to the gas station. I go to the ATM, I take out money, and then I go across the street to Cheech and Chong's, pick up some medicine, and then I'll have a little bit of medicine before I go to the Yankee Candle Factory, and then go to the Yankee Candle Factory and look how beautiful Statue of Liberty is tonight. Let's make it a little big so we can see it. That's a beautiful view right there. Look at that. Oh, wow. Look at beautiful fireworks. Now that's a beautiful view. This has to be a helicopter or a drone. North near Vermont, New Hampshire. Okay, so yeah, Yankee Candle. I go Yankee Candle like every year. I go there at least minimum once a year. I usually go like once or twice a year there because I usually buy a lot, so I don't have to go back, you know? So it's not like I take advantage of the sales. I really do. They have like these semi sales that you could get like the candles, the real big ones, like the one I have on my desk, for like $12. You know, and I buy like 6 of them. And it lasts me like a good amount of time. Like I have still a whole bunch there that I get to light up here on my desk. Like I put one here all the time. This one I need to turn it on. Actually, it's a beautiful fireworks show. But I got my candle right here, my Yankee Candle. It's almost low. I'm gonna change it out tomorrow. I'm gonna put another one. It's just this one smells so good. It smells so good. This one's Life's a Breeze. That's what it's called. Look, let me see if I could. If it shows, I doubt it. But it's with the sailboat, and it says Life's a Breeze. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh man, that's so cute." I gotta have it, and I got it, and I love the scent of it too. It's so. Yeah, like the firework. It makes me pop like that. Sounds like war, man. I already go out there with my gun and start fighting. There's a war. We're in a war. Turn on my candle here. It's very loud here. But I'm going to wrap it up soon after this little fireworks show because I want to get a bed. I want to relax, enjoy the 4th of July by listening to all the fireworks here in my room. I go out, throw out the garbage and take a look at the fireworks that they're throwing out. This is dangerous. I remember in Florida, the 4th of July was so different. Like the 4th of July was more like a shootout. It was always shooting in South Florida. Oh man, that's like the most dangerous time. Like 4th of July and New Year's. New Year's is the worst. Like you couldn't be outside in New Year's because the chances of you getting hit by a bullet was really high on New Year's. Like between midnight and 12:30 in the morning, like that half hour, that's the most dangerous time to be out in the road in South Florida. South Deerfield is 15 minutes from me. Yeah, you see, I live near Tunis Falls. Okay, airport. My neighbor that took my grandparents' property in 1945. All right. That's crazy. An airport took the property? Holy shit. That's crazy. I hope they got paid. Oh, 1945 wasn't going to be that much. It's not like now. Not like now. Inflation. But damn, that sucks. And they didn't give them like other property or something? I wonder how that worked out, how that deal was. I'm for sure it was probably forced. Yeah, I go. Like I said, if you ever want, you can meet up with me at the Yankee Candle. I go there usually for the holidays. I usually go for before Christmas. Like I go sometimes I would go there for Black Friday. Like Black Friday, or when they have those like really really good sales that I get is like $10 a candle, like the big candles for $10. Oh man, you know I'm there. I'm buying like 12 of them. I buy $120 worth of candles, and trust me, I'll use every single one of them. I love it. You know, for me, it's more relaxing because I have the scent coming like right at me here, so it makes me even more happier and relaxed. And the glow is really nice. You can see it's like a really nice glow right here. Damn, the airport just took the property. That's fucked up. That's messed up. I'm sorry. But at least you can say that you always have a story. You have a good story. The fucking airport took the damn property. You motherfuckers. Oh no. Now that airport, is it like an international airport? Let me check on my map. I'm a map. Oh no, not Dora Explorer again. It's Rick the Explorer. The ghetto one. Oh no. But yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to the movies. Tomorrow I want to go see I want to see if it's any good, the new Jurassic Park movie. I don't know, I'm fascinated with dinosaurs, especially like I want to see it in 3D. Give me 1 second. Let me find it. Let me type it in here. Turner Salt Airport. So this is like it's a small airport. Yeah, I think this is like it's not like a international airport. Yeah, it's for Cessnas, for small jets and Cessnas, like medium, like small, not a big not for big planes. I mean, I'm sure you could land a large plane, but it's only like emergency, because that's like more like an emergency. But this is more like for Cessnas and charter flights. Like if you want to charter a flight to like go to New York, it's I think you can charter out of there, which is dangerous. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know. I don't trust the planes right now. The planes are I don't know what's going on with the maintenance. I don't know what's happening. It's just, are they too old? Even the new ones are falling, so it doesn't make any sense. Like I don't trust the people. I don't trust the maintenance. I don't trust the people. Let's just make it the truth. But okay. Local airport. Okay. I can't do the small gets me sick. Yeah, the small planes gets me sick. I can't do chartered. Like it's too ugh. Yeah, it's too bumpy. So yeah, small planes, photo jumpers. Yeah, it's a small plane. Yeah, but from there, I'm not. Let me see. Let me put from here realistically. Okay, so from that airport, that's like almost like an hour and a half. An hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes, depending on traffic. You know, it all depends on traffic and how the traffic is. But let's take a look at the Statue of Liberty here because it's a beautiful, beautiful show. Very big fireworks show. New York City really they got the money, right? Supposedly. Sounds like war out here. Seems like this year is going to be it's more this year's more popping, I guess, because I try to rate them by years because I've been here for so long, so I've been here so long, so I kind of like rate it. Okay, how good is the fireworks this year? But not looking at them outside, just listening to it. And this one here, it is getting into the top 5. And we're talking about over. I've been here where I live. Goodness, I've been here for almost 12 years. Like almost 12 years. So the fireworks and the progress, like they're definitely like in the top 5. Now if they do a little bit more and get crazy out there, yeah, as long as it slows down and it's done before midnight, I'll be okay. But look how beautiful. You see the fireworks off the bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge. It's kind of like cascading down. And look at the Statue of Liberty. Look at New York. How beautiful. You see the falls. You see how it's cascading down from the Brooklyn Bridge. So it's kind of like a copycat of the Australia from Sydney, the Sydney Bridge. It's like a copycat. You can't come up with your own shit, New York. You gotta copy Australia. But it's beautiful. Look at the city, how beautiful it looks. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. Okay, now you're talking, Kim. Kim, you're gonna be my best friend. Don't you're gonna end up being my best friend. Dispensary that's down the road from the airport. 53 dispensary. Girl, I'm gonna find it right now. I'll find it. Hold on. Let me back out of here. Okay. Now that's going east or west from the airport. That's a good question. Or is it south of the airport? Well, I can just put it in here and find out. Week dispensary. And that's on yeah, they got a couple of them over there. I guess it's Internal Falls, so it's Miller's Falls Road. Yeah, oh, it's right in the airport. That can't be in the airport. They're showing me inside the airport. What is going on? I'm serious. They show me inside the airport. Like, this thing is inside the airport. No, that's not right. That cannot be right. Oh, I'm smoking glitter bomb. Ooh, I'm smoking ghost white flower. It's yeah, it's called ghost white. I don't know. I felt like ghost white tonight. The other one that I like I have here is the Northern Ice Flower. It's okay. It's okay. And then I have also the Stumper Kush flower, which is delicious. That's so cool, Kim. Hey, you're the closest I think that I know. I know one subscriber that's actually the closest, but like you're not so far. You're not far. You're like a day drive, literally like a good drive. But I think there's a different. Let me see. Because there's like three of them. Let me check this one out. Yeah, they're all saying it's in the airport. Are you kidding me? Is it in the airport? The dispensary? I mean, that would be so cool, but that's so weird. Yeah, I think it is. Oh no, it's down the street. He says so. No, this is a house. That's not a dispensary. Oh, Kim, you know what? You'd be a perfect person to talk to. Kim, okay. I have seeds, okay? I have a lot of seeds. And the thing is, I was going to grow because we're here. I have my license, I have my medical marijuana license, so I could grow here. But my problem is that my back, my health isn't so good, and I haven't been able to. I can't grow because you need your back. You need. My neck's been jacked up. I've been going to physical therapy a lot. You hear the fireworks again? They're taking a run. They're taking a run at for top three. They are, but let's bring it back to me here. And I have these seeds. I have a list here. I could name them for you, and tell me which one like you're interested in. Because I'm looking for someone to grow them. Like I want them to grow them, and then just like hook me up later when it's done. I'll pay. I'll pay because it takes electricity to get these suckers. It takes, and I think. But I have the seeds. I have like a lot of good seeds. Let me uh let me pull it up here. You know what? And put it under my favorites. So that way I have the list under my favorites. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Listen to this. You ready? Happy 4th of July. Look at the fireworks in New York. It's so beautiful. Okay. Strawberry Kush, Blueberry Kush, Super Silver Haze, Pineapple Haze, OG Kush, Gold Leaf, Girl Scout Cookies, California Dream, Amnesia Haze, White Widow, Sour Diesel, and Northern Lights. The three that I'm interested, me personally, I'm interested in all of them. Don't get it twisted. I love them all. But the one I'm really interested in is California Dream, White Widow, and Northern Lights. Those are my three favorite. And then the thing is, OG Kush gives me too much munchies. I'm not I don't like the OG Kush because it gives you way too much munchies. I know. I grew it. I smoked it, I did not like the way I got after, because after I smoked, I turned into like Pac-Man. Like I wanted to eat everything in sight. I was like super munchy powers, this OG Kush that I have. And I only have like 3 seeds left of that OG Kush. If you are interested in either, let me see. Here, man, 6 plants per person, but no more than 12. Yeah, same here. I think same here. Here in Connecticut, I think I could do 6, and I can have I think it's 6 juveniles. So I can have 6 adults and 6 juveniles. I mean, secondary of this, I mean, for the cancer, I think like Blueberry Kush is very good for that. Actually, I have the book here. Hold on. Rick is like, everything's nearby. Trust me, I just gotta find it. I have it somewhere. If it's not here, it's in my other room, but I should have it here. I gotta go through the stuff. I got a lot of stuff here. I gotta clear out. It has to be here. Searching for the list. Hey, it's here! I'm telling you, everything's all right here. This is like the Bible. Like between this one and this one, these are the 2 that I have to grow hydroponics. Because that's what I used to grow, hydroponics. Oh, goodness gracious. But I'm not growing. I'm not going to grow. I'm probably going to end up selling my whole setup, because I can't do it. But I have all the numbers here, like literally, and how to run hydroponics. It's all in this little Bible right here. The white one. The red one is information on the seeds that I just mentioned. Now, since the fireworks is over there, now we're going to the real part of the show, the marijuana part of the show. Let's go ahead and close that out. We don't need it. Okay, so Strawberry Kush is very good. It's compact, easy to grow, high yield. The scent of it is like it's a sweet sandalwood smell to it. It helps with stress, pain, anxiety, and it helps with lack of appetite. So that means Strawberry Kush gives you the munchies. Like you turn into like a gremlin. Like literally at night, like you smoke after this, because what I smoke don't give me munchies. Like I don't like that. I don't like that. But I smoked before some of these medicines, and man, it gives you like super munch. You turn into like this like fiend. You turn into a fiend, and you're looking to make something to eat. That's how bad it is. Like that's some crazy munch, right? But I have like everything to like. I even have like for the like, not the resin, but like for the keef. I have the bags, like the filter bags. I've never used it. Brand new filter bags. Like it's wild. I buy things that are not meant for me. Like I buy it because I know, but I can't do it physically. So I know I didn't buy it for me, but I have it there. I have a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that I need to part ways with. I'm gonna have to part ways with. Kim, you just met your best friend. You just met your best friend that you didn't know. It's funny. Okay, you don't grow inside, don't have the room. Summer only. Yeah, I mean, I have the closets. I have grow closets. Yeah, right, Kim. Like, well, the ones I smoke is not. It's not frozen. It's not like freeze dry. Because when I get them, sometimes they're like, you could tell it's like fresh. It's fresh. Yeah, yeah. I know you knew I smoke. You're not the first time I spoke to you. I spoke to you before many times. I remember you. I remember you. Um, yeah. I mean, I have the seeds. Like I said, like the strawberry Kush gives you like the munchies, right? So this one is a fast bloomer. Is an indica dominated head. I done my research. Okay, I this is all my notes. This is all my studies and notes on each seed that I have. Like I don't play around. I do my homework, okay? So I know what the capabilities of it. I could even tell you the yield. I could tell you how much you could get out of per seed. Like it's I was really I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. Okay, so this strawberry kush, if you have like that lack of appetite, but you're dealing with stress and pain and anxiety, this seed is for you. Strawberry kush. Now it's a indica dominated head high. It hits with hints of sativa in it. So this is probably good, like a daytime smoke. But trust me, it will give you munchies. So be prepared for that. THC levels is between 17 and 19%. CBD is low. Height compact is between 10 and 37 inches, I guess. And it's a very high yield. It yields between 16 to 23 ounces. And the flower period of it is 55 days. Yeah, blueberry kush. The one I was talking about, the blueberry, is a tall plant with high yield. It could yield out between 18 to 25 ounces. That's crazy, right? 18 to 25 ounces. It's a fruity flavor. It has a fruity flavor to it. The THC, it's 16%, so it is like a little low on the THC on it, but it helps with anxiety, migraines, PTSD, ADD, ADHD, bipolar disorder. This one also, the effects is a very fruity taste, has a very fruity taste. Say that like 5 times, it's gonna like punch you in the face. And euphoric high that lasts a long time. So this is like very euphoric. You get like, ooh, you feel like, oh, I feel good. We need to grow that, Kim. Kim's like, oh shit, I'm on it. Like, I got the seeds. I could provide it. Like, I can even take it to you. That's all. That's how funny I am. But it's a high CBD, which helps with reducing anxiety and panic attacks. Could help prevent diabetes and certain types of cancer and nervous damage from strokes. Also helps with alcoholism. Flower period is 65 days, and yeah, it's. I want that blueberry kush. If you could grow me a blueberry kush, a white widow, California dream, and northern lights, I could supply you the seeds and and get it going. Like I have a grow closet. Like I said, I have my grow closet, and I have like all the setup and everything, the lights and everything. I have a friend too that grows, and he has like a tent. He does the tent, and he doesn't do hydroponics. He does like the dirt. A lot of people do the dirt because it's more reasonable, it's easier. But like the hydroponics, the way I do it and the way it comes out, oh my god, oof, oh my goodness, my medicine, like White Widow, was like it was that like literally like White Widow. It was so delicious, and man, I grew like so beautiful flowers. Um, But the problem with the closets are they're not big enough. You could do like one good plant, maybe two, and that's all you could get away with. these plants, they grow big. They feed, and they love the water and the medicine and how I put the chemicals together, and they thrive. And but the problem is that my physically I cannot do it. I just, it just sucks. And plus, I wanted to get a solar panel type of situation where I could use solar energy to run the lights and pump during the night, and during the day it feeds off like with the sun, like recharges the battery, and then it runs off the battery, like off the grid. But I wanted to do hydroponics, but off the grid, which would be awesome. But the light is what kills, because the light is very strong. I remember my light bills used to come up like really, really high. I was like, fuck. Like, is it really worth it? Is it worth it? Let's see. Sorry, I have to look at the thing here. All the way from the dispensary. Okay, I saw that one. Last time I saw you was when you had Shoji on your show. Yeah, it's been a long time. That was like, what, years? Years ago. I have a problem with moisture rot here. When it goes outside, it's tricky. I lose a lot. Well, is it outside, like the moisture rot outside? Like, I don't know how you have it contained and how you do it. I know you do it outside. But like for me, I don't do it outside, I do it inside. So because outside it's Mother Nature, right? So you have like a lot of like ticks and little bugs get in it. And I don't want to smoke bugs. It's just some people, they do it outside, and it's nature, and you can still smoke it if you like it. Fuck it, fuck you bugs. I'm smoking you too. No, I'm sorry, I gotta get that medicine in me, so I'm taking your soul too. But yeah, I definitely would like the blueberry kush, the white widow, I just have so many. California Dream. But my favorites, like I said, those are like Northern Lights. Northern Lights is really good for sleep. That's why I keep saying Northern Lights, is because it's a very good indica for sleep. It's 100% indica, and it's a medium high. It's a very high yield. You could get out of. Let me see here. Did I do? Let me see. Okay, so for this one, it's a sweet, bitter spice to it. Helps with insomnia, anxiety, migraines, PTSD, PMS, and hypertension. It affects is reduce feeling. It has an induced feeling of euphoria and of relaxation. Strong, like very strong physical high experience that feels comfortable. It makes you feel lazy and relax at the same time. It really helps suppress insomnia. Like, this medicine is straight up for insomnia. Okay. And the THC is between 17 and 19%. I think you get to like 19-20% on this one easily. Northern Lights. I love Northern Lights. Yeah, you have no room for inside grow. Yeah, a lot of people don't have the room for the inside grow. I have, like I said, I have the closets. They're like closets, so I have room to have those closets. They're pretty big closets. I'm like, pretty good size. I mean, I wish I could do the grow in here. I just don't get that much sun inside my place, and it's I don't know if it would grow properly. I mean, I do have the lights for it and like the closet to put it in. It's just I don't have the back to do it. I don't have my spine is fucked up But yeah, it's like all these medicines that I mentioned, they're really good. If you ever want to grow them, I mean, you could grow them outside, and I could hook you up with the seeds, like some seeds here. Because, like I said, I these seeds I got them from Amsterdam. They're from Amsterdam, so I have super silver high, not super high, super haze. So super silver haze, which is 90% sativa. So this is like a daytime smoke. This is like for daytime. This is like for people that are like they need a smoke, but they're working and they can't like be lazy and shit. Well, this is really good because it's a strong buzz, but yet clear. Will not lose effect if smoked all day. It's a heavy high. It helps with anxiety, migraines, PTSD, bipolar disorder, ADD, ADHD. It's a sweet, pungent pine and fruity flavor, and it yields about 19 ounces. I mean, you do it outside. I mean, it's. I don't know how. The thing is about me is I don't do it outside because of course, I don't have a backyard or anything like that. If I did, I would do outside. My problem is I'm not familiar with how the watering goes with plants outside. Like I don't know the chemicals, how to put the chemicals for the grow outside. I could learn probably from YouTube, but I just know my way, hydroponics, with the water, and it's such a different high. Like it's so I feel more. It's like more potent, like very potent, like very good, like especially that White Widow. Oh my god! I even had my a friend of mine. I like look. It was her favorite too. She was like, "If you ever do White Widow, let me know. I'll pay it." I was like, "Okay." So I grew White Widow, and when I grew White Widow, oh my god, she was like, "This is my favorite. Like you made my favorite smoke." Like she smoked it, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's so good." She was texting me. She was like, "Oh my god, Rick," because I rolled her up a joint, so when she got home, she could smoke it. Because I already had like gave it to her in a jar, and I rolled her up a joint, and I told her, "Look, smoke it when you get home." She's like, "All right, all right." So she went home, and she got home. As soon as she got home, she lit it up, and she texted me right after. She's like, "Oh my god, Rick, that's so delicious! Thank you so much. I feel so fucking good now." She made me laugh so much. She's so funny, you know. But I'm not. I don't know how to do it from the dirt. I wish I had learned. I mean, I could learn because I know people that do it and know how to do it, and they could teach me. I just can't do it physically, so I don't even start because physically I can't do it. And that's where the tug of war that I have against my body. Pineapple haze is a sativa, 70% sativa. It's a sweet citrus pine. It has like a pineapple smell and flavor to it, which is smells. If it has the pineapple smell and taste, pineapple haze is so freaking cool. And it's a 70% sativa, so it's like it helps with depression, stress, PTSD, and PMS. I mean, these are like smokes for female, like for real. But I'll smoke it. Shit, it smells like pineapples. I love pineapple. So who doesn't like pineapple? I don't know. It's a very uplifting and energetic with a slight body buzz. Pineapple haze THC is 17 between 17 and 19%. And the flowering period is 85 days. It takes a long time. Long time. Fucking OG Kush. OG Kush is crazy. OG Kush is a daytime high for sure. It's good for the daytime, but it's a 95% indica. So it's like, it's a good, you can smoke in the day and you feel good. But the problem with this is it gives you the munchies. Like you turn into Pac-Man, you turn into a gremlin, and you will be eating like a beast, and that's not good. It's not good. But it has a sweet pine flavor to it. Helps with anxiety, headaches, migraines, PMS, ADD, ADHD, PTSD, stress, and pain. It has a sour lemon flavor to it. The effects is very energetic. It's not a good smoke time. Like, it's not good to smoke before bed. OG Kush, it's hard to smoke OG Kush before bed because it makes you so fucking hyper. It makes you hungry, and you can't go to sleep after you smoke OG Kush because then you want to eat your whole fucking kitchen. You want to eat your kitchen. Trust me, you don't want to eat your kitchen. It's like, it's no. Okay, gold leaf. Gold leaf, you guys probably don't know. You probably don't know what's gold leaf. Gold leaf is a certain seed that I got from Amsterdam. It's only in Amsterdam, and I got it. And it's a 60% indica. It's a smooth smoke but pungent smell. Okay, it helps with insomnia, anxiety, stress, ADD, ADHD. The effects is very relaxing feeling, like you have this euphoric feeling also. The THC on it is very high. It's at around 21%. It's a high CBD. The flowering period is 63 days. This right here, gold leaf, just say goodbye to your sleepless nights because the stress and the anxiety are like history after just taking a couple of puffs of gold leaf, which sounds fucking amazing to sleep. This one and Northern Lights are really good sleep, like to help you sleep. Those two right there are really, really good if you have insomnia, which I do. I take medications to sleep. Talk about medications. I gotta take my medication. I gotta take my medication. But the next one I'm gonna talk about, I feel like I'm teaching. Okay. Let's see. Wow, 1800s. Damn. Do you have any spirits that can go investigate, Kim? Because I do like investigations. I go to your house and get in contact with the spirits, communicate with the spirits. They usually talk to me. The next one I'm gonna talk about is Girl Scout cookies. So, if you want to learn a little bit about Girl Scout cookies, give me a moment. Let me just get my medicine set up. I don't got much to talk about Girl Scout cookies. We already know what Girl Scout cookies does. Girl Scout cookies is, and this is Girl Scout cookies extreme. This is not the regular Girl Scout cookies. This is the extreme. And the extreme yields about 21 ounces. It's a sweet and earthy taste. Sweet and earthy? That sounds yummy. It helps with pain, nausea, and appetite. So basically, Girl Scout cookies give you the fucking munchies, okay? And this extreme will have you extremely running to your kitchen to bake and cook yourself something easily, because I've had this medicine before and it gives you the munchies. This is another munchie one. Rick got the munchie like medicine. Yes, I do. I got a couple of ones that you just don't want to you want to avoid. And Girl Scout cookies is one of them that will give you the. If you ever smoke Girl Scout cookies, just let me know in the chat. I could talk from experience. My experience with Girl Scout cookies is my kitchen wasn't happy after I smoked it. That was my experience. My kitchen did not like me. It was like, get the fuck away from me. My kitchen was like, you're eating everything up. It's like, no, man, I'm just munching. Okay, so this one, the Girl Scout cookies, it gives you a relaxed feeling and euphoric feeling. You feel euphoric, of course. But it's a 70-day flowering period, 21% high THC, medium CBD, 80% indica, Girl Scout cookies. Can't go wrong. If you like the munchies, smoke yourself some Girl Scout cookies and run yourself to like eat something because you're gonna get the munch. California Dream. This one's an interesting one. I've never had this one before. I'm just very interested in it because I've done research on it, so I could talk about it. Drink water is important. California Dream. It's a 70% indica. It's high yield. It's about 21% ounce or 21 ounces. California Dream is a good social high. Like if you want to be social and be talkative and be like what I do, like this is a good one for me because it makes you more talkative. So I could be smoking and be like, and 2.5 hours already passed by, and I could have another 2.5 hours go by, and I still be talking like a parrot. But California Dream, it fights depression and anxiety, which is pretty cool. The effects is a nice high. Oh man, you'd be like, oh, I'm feeling so fucking good. Its social abilities will still be like, okay, this is how you're gonna feel, right? Your social abilities will still be on point. You will be like functional, okay? You'll be feeling so nice, right? You'll be feeling good, but you'll still be on point. Your concentration will still be on point. You still be like, only because I'm fucked up don't mean shit. I can still function. That's what this is. Okay. And it brings happiness. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel so happy. It makes when you smoke, it gives you like this feeling like it's just so weird, right? But I'm telling you, California Dream, if you never had it, it's actually it makes you so happy. And also I gotta say this, it's great for sex. Oh my god, it's like a Viagra like medicine. It literally is. It makes you that happy that it makes you like horny, like fluffy bumpy horny. Like it's crazy. It's crazy California Dream. But it all depends on the effects and what you want to use it for and so forth. But this one is it keeps you on point. It's a nice high. It brings you happiness and it makes you horny. I don't know. It's a very fucking high. The THC is as high as 24%. It's the highest percentage of THC that I think you could get. With this one here, I think you could get it up to like 27%. Like depending, like hydroponically, I can make this 24 into like 26, 27% tested, like crazy high. CBD is high, and the flowering part is 56 days to flower. It's pretty cool. Hell yeah, Kim! I love smoke. I love talking about weed. So I smoke it every day on my show. Every show, I smoke it every day. And we'll get back to the news because I think I got a couple of things I want to watch. Let me see. I got a couple of things I want to watch here. Got one, and maybe Tyson will come out with his show soon, so I could check it out. If he's putting one, I think he's putting one tonight. Let me drink some water. I'm taking my medicine. All right, the next one, Amnesia Haze. Amnesia is a 80% sativa. It's good for the daytime. You know, these sativas are really good for daytime. This Amnesia Haze is a medium. It's kind of it yields about 19 ounces, so it's okay. It's a good producer. It's a spicy sweet, and it's very concentrated flavor. It helps with anxiety, migraines, ADD, ADHD, PMS, and fibromyalgia. The effects is a head high, a clear uplifting head high, social but cerebral effects. It makes you like, whoa, this is like fucking good. Like it's like it gives you cerebral effects. The only thing is that it doesn't last long. So it but clearly noticeable after about 10 to 15 minutes, you'll feel the like whoa, but it doesn't last long. It's it's a 21% THC, and the flowering period is about 64 days. And I got my whole list. I love smokes. I love the seeds that I have because I've done research on the seeds that I have. The White Widow is my favorite. I love White Widow. I don't know if you ever had White Widow, but I love it. Um, it's a very very high yielding flower. 60% indica. It's a tangy, fruity, sweet, little spicy flavor to it. Helps with anxiety, migraines, PTSD, arthritis, ADD, and ADHD. The effects is very potent and powerful, very energetic yet social, very strong high. Like a very strong high. You feel that shit. You're like, woo. But it makes you energetic and social. I remember smoking it on my show during that times with Trisha, you had mentioned. And yeah, it's I smoke. I smoke. I've been smoking for years. It's documented. Sour diesel. We all know sour diesel. For those who smoke, it's a sativa, 60% sativa. It's a lime smell, fuel like taste, aftertaste. It tastes like fuel. It's not my favorite to smoke. I'll smoke it. Don't get it twisted, but it's not my go to smoke. But it helps with stress, anxiety, chronic pain, and nausea. The effects won't leave you paranoid. This is one that you could smoke without having to fear like paranoia. It will make you talkative, social, and outgoing. And trust me, you will not be, it's like a paranoia free effect. You will not get like, because some medicines get people like anxiety and they get like, oh my God, I can't breathe. Oh my God, oh, what's going on? Oh, sour diesel does not get you there. Sour diesel, you'd be like, man, you'd be so fucking chilled. It's 18% high, so you don't have to worry about it so much. And the flowering period is 68 days. And that's your lesson of the day. That's your lesson of some of my seeds that I have. It's delicious. Yeah, I cannot grow them, but I'm gonna have someone grow them because there's a couple of them that I really would like to try. Which is the blueberry kush. The blueberry kush I'm really interested in. And of course I want my White Widow again. And I wouldn't mind Northern Lights and I wouldn't mind California Dream. But if I was to rank them from first to downwards, White Widow, Blueberry, Kush, let me see. Northern Lights will probably be like third, and then California Dream could be last. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm about to turn in too. Have a great weekend, Kim. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm getting off here. I already ran my course here. I'm tired. I did an earlier show where Trump signed the One Big Beautiful Bill, and I did my commentary on that live. And you guys can always go back and watch anytime. Here during the show, we had a great time watching the fireworks from Washington D.C. and we caught some glimpse of New York's fireworks and so forth. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up too. Let's give it 12 minutes. I'll get off on the top of the hour, so that way I can reach the 3-hour mark. But yeah, it was a good 4th of July. It was nice, and I just feel for the people in Texas that are suffering, and for those that passed away in Texas. during the floods. It's very sad, and there's still 23, 24-ish people unaccounted for from a campsite. It's a Camp Mystic down there in Texas. They're reporting about 23 people missing. That's not good. This water just came rushing in and took out a whole campsite. And yeah, hope and pray that they're okay, but I don't think it's going to be good news. I just have a feeling. That's all. But yeah, it just sucks. Mother Nature, she does her thing, man. She could bring you beautiful days, and she could bring you gloomy days. And sometimes those gloomy days can be very sad days. And there's people that lose their lives. It's just Mother Nature. She gives and she takes back. And I feel for those people that were caught up in those floods and were swept away. Especially it was in the middle of the night. You're sleeping, you're relaxing, you're trying to get to bed, and you knock out. And next thing you know, you're being swept away by flood waters. That's just been that must have been a horrible ending to come to, like an ending like that. It's just disgusting, and it's just a horrible feeling. I wouldn't ever want to go through that. But these fireworks are going strong tonight. It's going to be one of those nights, 4th of July, where you got to have patience tonight, because fireworks are going to last until late at night, like 1 in the morning. Sometimes 2 in the morning, you'll have some crazy one shoots off a big boomer, like boom, in the middle of the night. See, that pisses me off. But yeah, it was a good day. It was a very historic day today. One that I will never forget. Of course, I will never forget. It's recorded because I put it live here on YouTube, so you guys witnessed the same that I did. Oh goodness gracious! Oh, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I'm gonna sleep good. Oh, I'm gonna relax tomorrow. I'm gonna probably go to the movies. Go see Jurassic Park. I want to see the new Jurassic Park movie. There's a couple of movies I want to see, and they're all coming up like back to back to back to back. So I'll be spending a lot of my time in the movies. And don't worry, I'm a member of AMC, so I get it. Actually, there's this movie I want to go on Monday. They have a movie that it's unlisted. They don't tell you what the name of the movie, what it is. It's a never seen movie. It's a new movie that's coming out, and they're releasing it on 7 at 7 p.m. 777. I wonder what movie it is. I am so tempted in buying the tickets to go see it. I may buy the tickets and just be like, all right, I want to know what it is, because it's no name. They won't tell you the name. So you have to sit there, and it's an R-rated movie. All I know is an R-rated movie, and it's 133 minutes long. I don't know what it is. I could Google it maybe. Like, what's a new movie that's... Oh no, my Google started working. No, stop listening to me, you bastard. He said it was listening to me. I was like, it was starting, it lit up. Google, you have to be careful with Google. Like, they're constantly listening to you. They listen to everything. That's why I don't like that G word. That G word, they're constantly looking up. They're listening to every word you say. And then when you say that H in the G word, that's an activation. Then the phone's like, attention, or it's like it's looking for those words. So it's listening to you. Your phone listens to you, and it's not good. It's not good. So technology, it's scary because it's gonna get more crazier. Like things are gonna be more advanced. Oh, I'm tired already. I want to go to bed, have me a little snack, and get to bed. So I think I'll wrap up the show now. I don't think I'm gonna wait for the top of the hour. It's in 5 minutes. By the time I play the music, the outro, I'll make it to the 3-hour mark. For sure. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Be responsible. Have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night. And I'll catch you on the flip side. I will be on here tomorrow, hopefully with some report on Jurassic Park Rebirth. I mean, how many more Jurassic Parks can they be? I don't know. Give me all of them, but I don't want them cheesy. I want them to be very good. I hope they don't follow the same crazy storyline, because I think it is. It's always like, I don't like that copy paste type of movies, but let's see. I'm going there for the dinosaurs. I just want to see how well the movie's been put together. I'm gonna go watch it in 3D, so it's a more intense feeling in 3D. All right, guys, have a good one. Happy 4th of July, and yes, we've made history today, and you did too. Have a good one. Catch you later. Peace.